Welcome back to North Dakota Today. Well, today, March 25th, would have been Dr. Norman Borlaug's 110th birthday. Joining us via Zoom to share about Dr. Borlaug's contributions to the agricultural industry is celebrity historian Raffi Andonian. Good morning.
Good morning. What a great time to be here to talk about someone who saw food as a moral right, in his opinion. So, remembering his birthday today.
All right. Could you tell us a little bit about Dr. Norman Borlaug?
Yes, he was born in Iowa in a one-room schoolhouse is where he initially went to school, and he was good at sports, so he started wrestling, and that's how he got to University of Minnesota. And at University of Minnesota, he starts studying forestry, and after college, he ends up getting a job with the U.S. Forest Service. So always working with plants, right?
Yeah.
He goes back to graduate school, or goes back to school and for graduate school, his PhD, again at the University of Minnesota, and he starts studying plants even more closely, doing research work. And it's in this time that it really shapes his mind, not only because of the plant research and exposure that he got, but he was going to school during the Great Depression, and he noticed around him a lot of hungry people, and that really affected the way he wanted to take his research. So when he got one of his first jobs after graduate school, he was working for the Rockefeller Foundation, doing some work down in Mexico, and in Mexico he started developing improving wheat. That's what they were trying to accomplish, and in the process he had an impact not just in Mexico, but eventually into the United States, in Pakistan, India, and even into Africa, bringing about with his breakthroughs in wheat research was known as the Green Revolution. And so for that, I wore my green bow tie today in honor of the Green Revolution in agriculture that was as a result of Dr. Borlaug.
Yeah, and how is Dr. Borlaug remembered and honored?
Well, Dr. Borlaug is remembered in multiple ways. He has, for example, this medal that was given to him, the Congressional Gold Medal, which was given to him as a result of his impact that he had on the agricultural world with the Green Revolution. He also got the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Bush. And he also has a statue in the U.S. Capitol, which you just saw earlier there on your screen. He also won an award from Rotary International for his work across the world, and the National Academy of Sciences, their top honor. But my favorite is Nobel Peace Prize that he got. The only agricultural person to ever win the Nobel Peace Prize because of his impact around the world. Now, funny enough, he tried to actually go and create an agricultural prize for the Nobel Committee, but they declined it. So then he turned around and created his own prize, known as the World Food Prize, which is still in place today. So multiple ways of his legacy. And what's really important there, being the only agricultural person to do so, is because when he did the Green Revolution, and when he's known as the father of the Green Revolution, it wasn't just the research that he did, but it was applying the technology to actually grow this stuff, and also having the political skill to have multiple countries adopt these things, and they have a huge impact. One of the earlier guests was talking about farms feed people, right? And the impact of malnutrition. Well, Dr. Borlaug had more impact on reducing malnutrition across the world than anyone else, because the Green Revolution, more than anything else, was about more productivity from less land. It doubled and tripled yields because he was able to create plants that were able to resist disease and grow in different environments. And most importantly, to be able to convince countries to come around, political leaders to come around to doing this thing. So as a result of increased productivity with less land, more people were able to be fed. And that's why he's remembered in the multiple ways that I just listed earlier. And the impact that he had arguably did more than anyone else in the history of the world in reducing hunger and malnutrition across the world.
Yeah, very cool. And how can people find more information about Dr. Borlaug?
I would start with going to usmint.gov because that's where you will find the Congressional Gold Medal duplicate. This is the bronze medal duplicate of the Congressional Gold Medal that he received. That'd be the first place I would go to get an introduction. You can even get this bronze medal if you like. But you can also actually go to the World Food Prize website, which is known as the World Food Laureates Association, which is in Iowa. You can also start there because that's the organization that he helped start in response to the Nobel Committee not being able to create a prize for agriculture.
All very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I love the green bow tie.
Thank you.